Good evening. Hello, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah here on Facebook this evening. Let me just check that we are live and in the right place, because I don't really want to be live on my main profile. And I can just see that happening. So, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah here on Facebook this evening. I am Hannah, and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I am based in the UK. And if you are live, let me know you're here and where you are tuning in from. And if you are watching the replay, either here on Facebook or over on YouTube, let me know, drop me a comment anyway, and let me know when you're watching, because I'd love to, I like knowing when people are tuning into my videos. So, I've been playing this evening actually. So I thought we would use this stamp set for today's live. It's not a new one, it is in the annual catalogue, I do believe. I haven't got my annual catalogue to hand, because I'm just not that organised this evening. It's been one of those days. If you've been on my Facebook at all today, you will know that this is just, I have had a crazy day. Yeah, I think this is in the annual catalogue. I've had a crazy weekend of lots of fun with my children. But yeah, I have, we've done the annual village scarecrow trail this weekend, which is hilarious and quite bonkers. We build a scarecrow and leave it on our front lawn for a weekend. And there's a lovely lady in the village called Shirley who makes this fantastic map and distributes it to everybody. You pay £2 and we raise loads of money for some sick kids in the village, and just it's brilliant. And so we've had Bingo and Bluey dressed as the grannies. Now if you are if you have younger children or have younger grandchildren, you might know who I'm talking about. They've been sat on my front lawn playing the theme tune all weekend. So my head is a little bit battered. But I wasn't missing Facebook Live this evening. Anyway, so I got into my craft a little bit earlier than I was expecting, so I've had a bit of a play already, because this is the first time I've inked this stamp set. It's been in my craft room for about a fortnight, and this is the first time I've inked it. But I'm really pleased with that. I bought the stamp set for this stamp, and just had to fussy cut it. I've not done the best job of fussy cutting it, but it's good enough for me. We're going to use this stamp for today's video. Shall we get straight on? So, it's kind of match because I've kind of bought the same supplies. So I have a card base of crumb cake, and then I have 2 layers of basic white. A big layer, which is going to go down first, and another layer that's going to go at the top. Now, because I am layering 2 pieces of basic white, and I wanted a circle, I have die cut the circle from the middle of the piece that I'm going to cover up. Just because this is the piece of cardstock that was handy on my desk, rather than kind of drag through all my scraps. It's a great way to save cardstock, to be fair, is to kind of cut from the middle of a piece you're going to cover up anyway. I just forget to do it most of the time. I do have a lot of basic white as well, so it's not something, I'm not conserving cardstock. I'm just quite lazy this evening. But yeah, so I've been using the Stylish Shapes dies again. I love these. This circle here on this card, I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of an edge, kind of dotted edge, yeah, on there. Hello Jo, lovely to see you. Yes, this is a piece of vellum that I've die cut with them. That was the biggest circle. This is the next one down I have cut already. And then I've got a ton of blends now. Shall we see if I can lift them all onto my desk? So I've got crumb cake, because that's my colour of cardstock. I've got, what's that? Daffodil Delights. I've got Granny Apple Green, Old Olive, Orchid Oasis, I think, yeah, and Melon Mambo. So it's quite a colour combination. Not saying I'm going to use all the colours, but these are the ones I've pulled. I am really enjoying blends at the moment. I've just bought some more. I have no way near got the entire collection. But I was like, I've got some gaps I need to fill. I can see me filling more gaps in my in my collection. And I've got some Memento ink because we're using alcohol ink. So Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers. And therefore we need a water-based ink. So Memento or any of the Stampin' Up colours, if you're gentle, work with Stampin' Blends. But I'm going to use black today. So I'm going to move those off and move everything else out of the way as well. I just want this piece of cardstock, the kind of littler piece, for the time being. And I have this stamp already on my block. I absolutely love this kind of line image. Just think it's really, really pretty. So, oh no, you know what? Have I stamped that? Yes, I have, because I was playing about. And I stamped that because I wanted to see how big the circle was I needed. So I'm now stamped that, but it's okay because a piece of cardstock has two sides. So I'm going to turn that over and we're going to pop some Memento on the back on that stamp there. And I'm going to stamp it, but I don't want it kind of square. I want it off to one side a little bit. And then I've got my circle. I have got the die cut somewhere, but I've got the die to hand. Just so that I can then work out where I'm going to place the next one. And I'm only going to stamp twice. I could stamp 3 times, but I'm just going to leave it at twice. And I'm going to just pop it slightly off. And you're going to go, oh no, there's a mess in the middle of the card. It's okay. Because we're going to cover it up with that circle in the middle. But first things first, before we do that, we need to colour it in. Because this is like the perfect image for some blends, I think. So I'm going to pull my greens. Now this one, I have used Old Olive, but I think I might be really brave and go for Granny Apple Green this time. Oh, is that Granny Apple Green? Yes, it is. So let's go. So I use the light colour first. There's loads of different ways of colouring with blends. I tend to go with the light colour first, and I lay the colour down all the way across the image. So I sort of colour the whole thing in the light colour, like so. Really simple. And then I take the dark one and I add a bit of dark on. And then I'm going to go back over it. Now, what you could do is do the dark first and then the light. There is no right and wrong to this. What I have recently switched, because I always use, there's two ends to a blends pen. You've got the brush tip end, which is the end I'm using, or on the other end, you have a bullet tip that's like firm, more like a felt tip pen. And when I was sort of first getting to grips with blends, I found the that firmer end much easier to colour with. I could more predictably get the ink from the pen where I wanted it to go. But I have found recently that I'm really enjoying using the brush tip. And I think, you know, there's no kind of reason why. Yeah, then you can switch between. It's, you know, it's not, and I mean, that's all I've done to blend that colour. I've not gone mad with like lots of scribbling, lots of layers or anything like that. Really, really simple. So I'm going to colour in the light first. And I'm not saying I'm doing this the perfect way. I'm just doing this the way that works for me. So, again, a bit of dark on. And then over the top with the light pen. And all I'm doing is kind of spreading that colour out. So by adding the light over the top, you add more ink onto the paper, and it just sort of it saturates the cardstock and spreads that colour, and that's how it blends. They're so clever. And just really easy. I've used a lot of different blends, alcohol markers before, and never got the sort of results that I get with Stampin' Blends. I had a load of pro markers years and years and years ago that I could not, I just couldn't get them to work. And I think part of the reason was I didn't buy the right colours in the first place. Whereas with blends, you always get that you get a pair. You get a light one and a dark one, so you know they're going to blend together. Hello, Emma. Emma says, bet you're sick of bet you're sick of seeing me. Absolutely not, Emma. You can come every week. It's absolutely fine. I'm looking forward to seeing you properly next weekend. Am I seeing you next weekend? I'm sure I am. I'm sure we've had this conversation on Facebook once before. So let's use the Orchid Oasis one next. So I didn't blend when I used Orchid Oasis on this card, actually. And I'm probably not going to blend this time because I'm going to use for the really little kind of tulips, I suppose, in this bouquet. Emma says, yes, she's coming this weekend. So I've mentioned this before because I am super excited. Oh, Jo, are you coming as well? That's lovely. We have a team stamping event next weekend. I cannot wait. I get cuddles and sweeties and not having to worry about what the children are doing. I am very excited. I have taken the long weekend off work, so I am only working 3 days this week. And on Friday, I am having a leisurely day of the gym with my husband and a brunch and then driving. And then I get to spend all weekend with some fabulous ladies. And I'm just, can you tell I'm so excited? So excited. Actually, worth mentioning, while I'm talking about next weekend, because I will have been away all weekend, there will not be a Facebook Live next Sunday, because I will probably not be able to speak, because I will have talked for a solid 2.5 days, and I won't see my husband, and he will probably divorce me if I don't spend a little bit of time with him next weekend. So there will not be a Facebook Live next Sunday, but there will be a YouTube Live this Wednesday. Partly because my husband's playing rugby on Wednesday evening, so I might as well do a YouTube Live because there'll be nobody in anyway, and my children will hopefully be in bed. She says this, but you can guarantee that this is the week where they choose not to go to sleep. But we'll try. So that was Daffodil Delight Light and Dark, and then we're going to do these flowers in Melon and Mambo. So again, I use the light colour first to just get kind of light Melon Mambo all over. I love this colour. It's like a proper hot pink. It is one of those colours that really does make me very happy. It's a funny colour, Melon Mambo, though, because it's a cool pink. There's quite a lot of it's a bit like a Barbie pink. That it's actually quite cold, and it can be quite difficult sometimes to pair other colours with. I don't tend to put it with another pink, because it just doesn't kind of match well. But on its own, with a lot of other bright colours, it's fabulous. Absolutely lovely. So, I've done that the wrong way round. Let's try again. See, and it doesn't matter, because that has blended just as well with me doing dark over light. There we go. There we are. And again, super speedy. But it looks incredible. And I am going to do another card where I will fussy cut this, because it's just that sort of image that just needs to be cut out. But I'm not going to subject you to that on Facebook Live, because It'll probably take me about 10 minutes. This one took me about 10 minutes just to cut out, just on its own. So I'm not about to do that to you on a live video. But I'm sure you will see it at some point, probably on Instagram first. These two cards are going to go up on my blog, and they are going to come on separate days. So this card that we're making now will go up tomorrow, because the replay will go onto YouTube tomorrow morning. But then this card will go on Tuesday. Joe says fussy cutting stresses me out. I want a scanner cut. Oh, Joe! Joe, no. You don't need the machine. You don't need the machine. We will have a conversation next weekend about fussy cutting because it's so easy. You just need to take your time. That's all it is. It's just about time. And I actually find I don't fussy cut very well. Sorry, I can hear I can hear my son having a little meltdown. So I'm hoping my husband's going to rescue him. Otherwise, George might appear in my my craft room in a minute. The thing about fussy cutting is it is just about time. And I find quite often that I don't fussy cut best in my office. I find that if I actually walk across the corridor and lie down in bed, I fussy cut better with a pillow on my knee, snuggled in bed, watching a film or something, and I just don't... Yeah, exactly. Jo says she's terrible and she wants it done yesterday. Take your time, slow down. That's the way it works much better. So, let's put it the right way up again. And we're going to go for our circle. I have the hello there sentiment. Actually, ladies, while you're both here... I had mentioned on I think probably last week's Facebook that I was going to try and do swaps. Either of you want to work out how well that's gone? Yeah, you're not getting swaps out of me. I just have not got the time at all in the next 5 days to plan, create, make, or anything else. So yeah, I'm gonna swap cuddles again if that's all right with everybody. Yes, exactly, Emma, swapping hugs. That is exactly what I'm going to be doing. So we're going to stick... Oh, before I stick that on, I want to put some linen thread on this. So there's a bit of linen thread, there's some loops of linen thread on this card. I'm going to do exactly the same on this one. I do love that linen thread now comes on a roll. I think it's come on a roll for a couple of years, but I am so old that when I first joined, it came on a piece of cardstock. And yes, I'm glad it comes on a roll, but I've managed to take, I think, the middle of the roll rather than the end. So I'm going to pop some seal down in the middle of my envelopes and just stick that on. So I've got lots of lovely loops of linen thread. I'm going to pop it across. Just stick that down. There we go. And then, she says, like magic, we're going to stick that straight over the top. See if we can get it with the sentiment lined up straight. There we go. Look at that. What does Jo... Jo's been at her dad's this afternoon, has decided to bring... Yeah, it's the little bits. That's the thing with swaps. Start, like, something simple, but that's got lots of little steps. You can do, like, a little bit here and a little bit there, and that works really well. I just haven't got the brain space at all. But never mind. So, we've got our card base of crumb cake. I'm going to pop the layer of basic white with that circle out of it that we're going to cover up. Stick that down on there. And then, do we want that flat or do we want it popped up? Oh, that's tricky, isn't it? Do I want it? No, let's pop it flat. There we go. That's straight down onto there. And then I have added a little bit of bling on this one. I used the 2021-2023 in colour opal rounds, which are very pretty, but I think And I nearly used these, actually, the Iridescent Pearl Basic Jewels, which are brand new. And I actually think they're not available at the moment. They're available for World Card Making Day, which was yesterday, and I completely missed because, world's gone mad. But I think I'm going to use just some Rhinestone Basics, I think. My very, very old Rhinestone Basics. I do not know how long these have been in my craft room. Stampin' Up! Has not had this branding for, I don't know how long now. A good while. Let's go for a good while, shall we? Now, should I... Yeah, let's go really blingy. I'm going to put 3 up there. 3 up here. We're going to have a trio of trios. Always put your rhinestones in a kind of triangle. Even if it's like one on one side of your card and one all the way on the other. Because that's your eye likes that kind of odd, not symmetrical thing. Yeah, you'll find it looks better. Oh, I've managed to... Where's that rhinestone come from? Oh, these are naughty rhinestones. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. 2 cards in one evening. Admittedly, this one was before, but still 2 cards in one evening using the Full of Love stamp set. I love this one. I am going to be using this again. I'm going to have to. Because it's so pretty. I've realised they're coloured in that yellow flower and completely covered it up with that circle. But never mind. I know it's there. So, thank you ever so much for joining me today. As I have mentioned before, I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so if there's anything in my video that you liked and that you want to purchase, do pop over to my online store. The link on Facebook is up here. If you're on YouTube, it's down in the description. And if you are shopping in October 2022, use the Code Club code to get a gift from me. There is some exciting things coming this week in Stampin' Up! Land. We have Stampin' Up! Opening in Northern Ireland and Belgium on Tuesday, and a fabulous joining offer. So I will be, my monthly email will be coming to you on Tuesday this week, because, yeah, timely. So hopefully Tuesday, you'll get an email from me, because my weekly emails are a bit sporadic at the moment, trying to fit too much in, I think. But yeah, so that is... crafting with StampinByHannah for today. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again really soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.